Hello, I'm Adinsur and welcome to this new series called Brief 101. My goal with it is to put one out every once in a while without being something I waste too much time on, but whenever I spot something that's not widely known yet important to know, I will make one of these videos. Also, if anyone is stumped by something in the game and can't find an answer online, either on the forums or other sites, you can just write in the comments of any of these videos, a private message or email me the problem, and if I don't know the solution already, I will do the research and save you time, if nothing else. And what's even better is for anything I miss or say wrong, the comment section will correct me and I will try to correct that in the video with annotations. So if it works out, it will be a nice platform for new players to learn all sorts of tips and tricks, not only from me, but from everyone that comments. In my opinion, it is better than browsing a forum. Now, as the name suggests, it will be a short video, a short guide for individual class and spec tips, raid and dungeon bosses, PvP, the WoW interface and UI, and so on. Though this time, since it's the first episode, I will just talk about my add-ons, why and how I use them, and how anyone can make the most of them. And that's because it's the most common question I get asked. So the first and most important one is, in my opinion, move anything. I really can't imagine raiding or PvPing without it. It is extremely easy to use and is aptly named for what it does. It allows you to move anything you see on your screen anywhere, resize it or remove it entirely. For instance, if a boss like Iskar gives you an extra action button for the eye mechanic, it might ruin your already set up UI, like it ruins mine. It shows up right in the middle of my raid frames and I can't heal. So with move anything, you just search for it as an extra action button, and then when you found it, you just move it around, resize it and do as you please. This also works for bosses like Kilrog to move the extra power bar, but obviously I need it most for moving the unit frames and the class specific power bars, like Chi and Holy Power. Now the next one is DBM or whatever else you use, there's no explanation needed there. Another one that is widely known and used by almost all serious raiders is weak auras. Coming from its predecessor, Power Auras. It is the add-on that allows you to customize basically anything and everything for your class. Or better said, it allows you to track cooldowns, debuffs, buffs, auras, boss abilities, spells and anything you can imagine. The best part of it though is that you can be really creative with all of it. So I will just show you an example of a couple of different auras you can make with this. The basic way is to use it for cooldowns on spells and items in form of an icon, like this one for Holy Prism, or as a progress bar for buffs on you or other targets, like the one I have for Divine Protection. Now what you can do with the progress bar and the icons is even more than enough for any environment, but you can go absolutely crazy with it. If you want to track a buff on you without having a bar, you can for instance make it look like a part of the UI. For the same spell Divine Protection, I made this aura to make it look like a powered up version of my unit frame. To me at least it looks really cool and you can customize it as much as you want. You can also combine the icon and progress bar, which I did for the legendary ring. The icon shows the cooldown and the bar shows the current buff, and you just place them close to each other and it looks like they're one and the same. Then you can do something like this for Avenging Wrath. Since it's a big cooldown that you always have to track by looking at the buff in the upper right corner or wherever it may be, it is much easier to have it somewhere close to your character and with a unique look. What this particular aura does is it counts down the last 10 seconds of Avenging Wrath to let me know it's about to expire. Though I didn't make this in weak auras, for some reason the custom images won't work. I tried a million times and a couple of different ways and it just won't work, so I used power auras, which is basically the same, and with power auras it always works. So I don't know what's the problem there. You might have the same issue with custom images you download from the internet, or you made it in something like Paint or Photoshop. Then just download power auras and import it there. It is as easy to use as weak auras, and in some areas has even more customizability. But you can go even crazier with it. If you play Heroes of the Storm, you know the effect Divine Shield does when playing with Uther. Strings of light flow on the sides of the screen, and you can very easily do this or any other effect with the weak auras in WoW. Yeah, it won't look as cool, but it is similar and it has the same function. It took me like 10 minutes to make this, and it allows me in chaotic situations to know if I still have the shield or if I even popped it when I can't see my character. Plus I wanted to know the duration, so at 3 seconds left of the buff the light changes to white from yellow. And you can do stuff like this until you get bored or if it clutters the screen too much. Again, to be honest, none of this is needed for PvE or PvP or anything else, but it can serve as a tool to put a lot of stuff you have to track and manage into your peripheral vision, rather than constantly straining your eyes that are going all over the screen. And at least in my case, I have fun whenever I make a new aura. There is one more add-on that I couldn't play without, and that's Quartz. The neat thing about it is that you can customize the cast bar of your focused target. So for boss abilities and arenas, it's highly recommended. Since I mentioned PvP, the only add-on I use for PvP is S-Arena. I used to use Gladius, but really you don't need that much information and it takes up too much space. S-Arena is clearly visible and gives just enough information that you need. The last one is Tidy Plates. I use it on the Quartz setting, if I believe, to give a more clean look to the health bars, and it is a lot better for PvP than the standard Blizzard ones. So those are all the important add-ons. I do have like Postal that lets me get all the mail at once, and Crapaway that sells all the grey gear, but yeah, those don't change your UI or gameplay in any way. And if you want to try some of these out for the first time, there's a lot of guides on YouTube for each and every one, mostly for weak auras, because it's the most complicated one. But if you can't find any on YouTube, you can just write in the comments below or private message me or email me saying there's nothing on YouTube for this and that, and even for add-ons that I didn't mention here. Then I will do a more in-depth and concrete guide on one of them. So that wasn't short after all, but since the first episode, I wanted to get all the add-ons out of the way, and in the future I will focus on keeping this shorter and more to the point. But till then, thanks for watching and see you next time.